The deeper we go into the world of Agile, the more we understand that it has almost everything to do with humans, human behavior, how we interact with each other, and not so much to do with processes, necessarily practices, methods, checklists, and so on. In fact, if we go right back to the very first value of the Agile Manifesto, it's about individuals and interactions over processes and tools. And as we go through the upcoming pathways, we're going to be touching on this deeper and deeper each time, looking at the best leadership styles to help support an agile teams and an agile organization. And also it's important to understand a little bit about the different personalities that come across agile and how they might react positively and or negatively to the experience that they are being exposed to. So a while back, McKinsey and Scrum.org got together and published a report which was looking at, it was a survey that was done, looking at the best ways of understanding, looking at whether there was a best personality for an agile team. And this is what they came up with. They focused on the Ocean personality traits, that's openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. And we're going to put a link into this post so that you can go and actually take a free test for yourself and see where you sit on these various continuums, on these various scales. The interesting thing about this report to me is that they actually had to add another personality trait, if you will. You see it at the top there. It's the ability to handle ambiguity. And of course, we all know now we live in what we call, or what is called, a VUCA world, VUCA, which stands for volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And it is important that we accept that as we move forward, because we cannot possibly really 100% predict the future. We need to be adaptable, flexible, and so on. So what this article talks about is it helps assess, and again, I'm going to put links to the articles itself, to the report itself. It gives you ideas on how to assess the personality, sort of what questions to ask, how to identify which whether that personality trait is particularly strong or not, and then also ideas on how to handle that and how to coach those. So obviously we need to make sure that the teams are cohesive and that they're working together, and every team should have a mix of personalities, and we should all be working out how to work together. It helps if we understand each other's personalities, even just a little bit, so that we know that some of us are really footloose and fancy free, maybe, and that's what it feels to those who are on the opposite side of the scale. But others really need a sense of certainty in order to be able to function properly. And if we understand each other a little bit more, we can then actually help each other. So if we're working in an agile team, and there's an individual who really just can't handle the fact that we haven't planned everything out to the nth degree, we need to actually help that person get comfort in what we do know, and help them see and experience that as we go through the project, we are making the right decisions because of what we do know and what we do have and the information that is coming in. And we, as I say, we all have a role to play in a Scrum team. And certainly if we are in a leadership role, maybe a product owner, Scrum Master, or even stakeholders need to, again, understand the different personality styles that are happening, understand our own personality style, so that we make sure that we don't inadvertently bruise the personalities that are in the team. So just a really, really interesting article that I wanted to bring to our attention. We're going to be going, as I say, into a lot more depth about all of this, how to manage these things, how to inspire teams, how to make sure that teams are the most productive they can be. And a lot of that is going to rest on the leadership to make sure that this happens, because generally we find that teams who are allowed to start working in an agile way will just naturally start working the way humans were naturally designed to work together, which is to collaborate, to invent, to test, to try, to fail, to try again, and to succeed, and to know how to put that vision in place to make sure we understand what the deadlines are and all the things that we need. But anyway, do have a look at that article if you can, and just some ideas to think about in terms of why certain individuals will take to Agile like a duck to water, and others will really struggle with it. It might be a personality thing.